On this inside line, I'm doing something I've wanted to do for quite some time, and that is upgrade my halogen headlights. I'm going to be testing out a set of Beamtech H13s. These are 10,000 lumen LED replacement bulbs that bolt right in place of your factory housing. I'm going to give you my full review on how these things go in, why I went with them, and how do they compare to the factory LED lighting group. Okay, let's get to it. So let's jump right into it. Now for starters, I picked up the headlights that I'm going to be testing today from Amazon. Not a sponsored video. These are Beamtechs. I got the 10,000 lumen version. Apparently a lot of people like to use the 8,000 lumen version, and I think that's because they don't have the fan on the back like these. I will put the link to these exact lights in the description of the video. So just go right there, it'll go right to Amazon, and so long as they still sell them, you will get these. Now this is a set sold in a pair. I want to say they were $40 when I purchased them. Not a very expensive lighting upgrade. I don't know a ton about this company, don't know a ton about these lights. All I know is I had Googled LED lighting upgrade. I wanted to see what was out there now. I hadn't looked in a little while to see what lighting upgrades were for these things, and I saw that Oracle's got lights, and obviously you can still get the factory ones, and there was a handful of other companies, but these were 40 bucks, and everything else was, I think the cheapest I found was $500. So I thought, let's try $40. That's a lot better than $500. So that's how I landed on these. You're going to see in the video, probably have a little bit more stuff torn apart than I need to. I was doing a steering upgrade at the same time I was doing the lights. I'll have a video all on the steering upgrade coming soon. If you've never taken off your grill before, and that's what you have to do to get your headlights, it's very easy. All you have to do is you have a handful of clips on top of the grill. You just need a flathead screwdriver to pop those out, and then yank kind of swiftly on the bottom to undo the clips at the bottom of the grill, and then take it out. There are 3 bolts holding in your headlight and 1 plug. That's it. There's nothing else fancy to it. These headlight bulbs are designed to go right into the housing, nothing complicated. If for some reason your headlights that you receive from Beamtech are not clocked appropriately, there is a small Allen key that you can use to adjust and clock the light correctly. Once I got the lights in, I did a quick adjustment. To adjust your headlights, you have you have a screw on each light at the very top. I think it's a 6mm. I'll put it on the screen to make sure that that's right, and that allows you to adjust the beam up or down. So here's a quick tip for you. This is how you adjust your headlight on the JL up or down. And inside of here, which is kind of hard to see, there's a little ball and socket that allows that headlight assembly to draw back or go down. If you adjust it too much, the ball will actually fall out, and it'll point the headlight in the downward position. This happened to me. All you have to do is take the light out of the grill and then adjust this all the way out. Put your fingers in the actual headlight, pull it up, and it'll snap that ball back into place. So hopefully if you make the mistake like I did, this will save you some time. So I did a quick sort of initial adjustment. My initial adjustment was actually a little low. I came back, went a little bit higher. I have it where my driver's side light is a touch down than my passenger, trying to prevent a lot of people from flashing me. You know, the Jeep is on a set of 40-inch tall Nitto trail grapplers with a 3-inch JKS lift. It's actually fairly low for 40s, but it's still, a headlight that's fairly high. So I'm trying to be, as mindful of that as I can, especially for oncoming traffic. So that's roughly how I've got them dialed in. And actually, did a quick comparison. My Wrangler has the factory LED lighting group. I pulled it into the garage, did the same sort of beam comparison to where the cutoff was for those LED lights from the factory, and got it similar to this. Not very scientific, just wanted to get it as close as I could. And here's what I'll tell you. Number one, it does not say in any instructions, hey, this is for a Wrangler or Gladiator. And if you are putting these in one, there's a good chance you're gonna have to tell the computer that it has LED lights. I've got a Tazer JL Mini, and I can go right into the computer to say that it's got LED headlights now, and that's what I did. So if you are doing this light upgrade, you may have to consider that you need a Tazer. And even if you did any light upgrade, there's a good chance you're going to need a Tazer to adjust it. I'm not 100% of that on all of them. I know in the factory you do, but maybe Oracle or some aftermarket company has a diode that you can get away with it. This one does have a big harness on the light that allegedly you could just plug in and you won't need a Tazer for, but I just want to let you know I do have a Tazer. Tazer's $350, so it makes this upgrade suddenly more expensive if you have to buy a Tazer and the headlight bulb. But I did tell the Jeep that it's got factory LED lights with the Tazer, and I haven't had any issue with flickering or anything like that. As I mentioned earlier, these do have the fans on the back. The dust cover works perfectly fine, so you don't have an issue there. And you do hear the fans kick on. It's kind of funny. As soon as you unlock the Jeep and the headlights come on, you hear that like light whirl of the fan. So that hasn't been an issue, but it's just something to note. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Are they better than Halogen? Yes, quite simply. $40, spend it, do it. Totally worth it. So that is the good thing. Compared to a halogen to this, yes, it's a much brighter Kelvin cooler light. So you get this sort of whitish bluish tint that looks to be a lot more even and less scattered than the halogen. So that I'm very happy with. In terms of distance, I'm not sure necessarily if it's pumping out light further, but it definitely seems to be more impactful, especially the spread of it. And for me, with not the greatest night vision, I think this was a very worthwhile upgrade. Compared to the factory headlights, this LED is much more scattered, and I think that's just how the housing is. The factory LED has a much cleaner cutoff, and to me projects a more complete and solid LED light. So if you're comparing these $40 bulbs to the $900 factory lights, surprise, surprise, the $40 bulbs aren't as good. Are they good enough? Well, I think so. So far, I'm pretty happy with them. I drove, did my recent long trip as I took this thing here from Wilmington, North Carolina to Windrock, which is about 500 miles one way for me, and did some wheeling, went and saw Nemo Tunnel. I don't have any light bars or anything like that, so Nemo Tunnel was completely blacked out, and all I had was, I just used the high beams for the tunnel, and as you can see, they really weren't that bad. Now you can manipulate cameras to make it where any of this stuff, like the lights look a lot better. I've got some great low light cameras, and I don't want to do that. I want you to see like this is kind of what you can expect, and they're really effective. It's not a miracle light or anything, but compared to the halogen, it is a great upgrade. The high beams are really good on these things too. So for me, well worth it. I don't have a lot of snow or ice here, so I can't speak to if there's an issue with these things getting cold and not being warm enough to thaw the light out. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to kind of weigh in on that one. I live in southeastern North Carolina, and thankfully we don't get a lot of crappy winter weather. We just get a little bit of winter. So that's just, it is what it is. If you're thinking about doing this, like I say, I think it's worth it from the halogen for sure. I wish I'd done this a long time ago. I had a set of factory LED fog lights that I finally swapped in, and so now my whole front end has finally got LEDs. I've got the Rugged Ridge LED fender chop lights and the factory LEDs in my Rugged Ridge bumper, so I'm happy with this front setup. Getting ready to take off on I guess it's a 5,000 mile round trip, my yearly trek to Moab, Utah. Going to be driving this thing out there and wheeling all week and all that good stuff. So that'll give me some more time behind the headlights. But hopefully this video clips that I've been showing you of what these lights look like and compared to the factory lights will give you a good idea if this is a right upgrade for you. I think it was well worth it. I'm very happy with everything overall. I haven't had an issue with the fans or anything overheating or anything weird like that. Again, I don't have any ties to Beamtech. Seems to be a good product, and I'm happy I went with it. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you ever have anything direct for me, you can always find me at Ali Mansour Editor on Instagram. And until then, hope to see you guys on the trail soon. Take care. Bye-bye.